Hello, checking out Codename Pegleg. This is a game I did play in the last demo day. It's apparently somewhat inspired by the old school Castlevania games. That's what the dev had mentioned to me. And it's quite interesting, so I'm gonna read the game page here real quick. Codename Pegleg is an action side-scroller featuring simple gameplay and a bold visual style that's a little bit minimalist and a little bit retro. On release, the art style will be different, but will have a similar feel, and the gameplay will be deeper, but still uncomplicated. Changes from the last demo include a collectible power-up at the end of the level, slightly changed jumps, more forgiving fall damage, a full screen mode, looks a bit weird, a better view when scrolling, and some fixed scrolling bugs. The introduction of fall stun. If you fall too far, but not far enough to be hurt, you will be stunned for a moment. Currently, I'm looking for feedback on the feel of the controls and movements, suggested gameplay mechanics, and to a lesser degree, feedback on the visuals and style, and suggestions relating to audio. Bug reports and suggested fixes are very appreciated. Please be specific about any problem you have, whether it's a bug or not. If you want to help this game look better, please contact me. Willing to pay for art. You can choose to walk past stairs or get on them. To get on stairs, use the up or down arrow. And at the bottom or top of the stairs, the power-up at the end still applies after dying, enabling a sort of new game plus, but it doesn't carry over if you close the game. The game is still pretty short. Controls can be changed to virtually anything. Standard keyboards and Xbox compatible controllers are supported. Alright, so it mentions all the controls. I'm just going to grab the Xbox controller here, and let's give this a shot. So let's get rid of the overlay. It is a small window right now. We're going to try the full screen here, so Alt and Enter, I believe. Alright, so it is full screen, and I think what he mentioned is the original aspect ratio was I think it was square, and this being stretched to the 16:9. It looks like it's stretched a little bit, but I think it'll be okay, probably. So let's give this a shot. Game just kind of starts like this. Excuse me. So yeah, we don't have any air control, just by design. We have a little flamey thing. It looks like the enemies take like 3 hits. We also don't have any control over the jump height, so that's something else to keep in mind. It also looks like we can Interesting. Alright, so it doesn't appear that there's any inertia, what I could tell, but occasionally I seem to do little jumps where I, like occasionally when I jump it seems like I move very slowly horizontally. You know, you can jump straight up and then you can jump while running, but occasionally I get these ones where it's like a very slow horizontal movement, so I'm not sure where that's even coming from. Oh, it just happened again, so maybe it's when you... Oh, I see what it is, alright. So, I believe that's what he mentioned about the fall stun. So apparently if you do a jump and you fall enough distance, you get a little bit of a stun, which makes you move slowly, which is why I was doing that. So I'm noticing it doesn't take much at all for you to get that, just jumping from here to here, which seems like a very sort of mundane sort of jump, and you're kind of getting penalized for that. It seems a little questionable to me. I would expect if you're going to get penalized for falling too far, it would be on, you know, some kind of a big mistake or something, you know. But nonetheless, let's continue on here. It looks like these guys have little short melee attack. My attack is outreaching theirs by quite a bit. Seems like because we stun them when we hit them, they're pretty easy to kill, at least for those guys. Did I just take damage? Kind of looked like I just took damage. Oh, I did. Yeah, so the health is at the top. It's just a number. Not very readable, I would say, but I mean, it's very early. There's all this debug stuff on the left, so it's fine. Obviously, having some sound effects would be nice to give more feedback on, for instance, when you're taking damage, when you're hitting enemies, you know, everything basically. So I'm noticing, I think in the last game, I noticed that you had to get really far to the edge of the screen before it would scroll, so you can't really see very far out in front of you, and I think that's one of the things he mentioned that he tweaked. However, you still can't see very far out in front of you, and in fact, it looks like I'm not sure if I'm imagining it, but it looks like it actually, the boundaries for when it starts scrolling based on your screen position, it looks like on the left boundary and the right boundary aren't the same. So it looks like you go a little further, a little close to the screen on the right, and that might be just me imagining it, but I'm not sure. It's just what it appears like to me. Either way, I would prefer to see much more out in front of me. One of the things that's always cited a lot, I think, is the camera design in the Super Metroid game, where it basically calculated the direction you're moving in, and it actually moved the camera out further in that direction. So you actually see more in front of you and less behind you. So in this case, it's actually the opposite, where I can only see a little bit of screen space in front of me, and then the rest of the screen space is behind me. So I definitely recommend kind of doing the opposite. Or if nothing else, just making the boundaries for moving the camera a lot tighter. That would be easy to do, and it would make it play better. I wouldn't consider that ideal, but at least it's easy to do. So it does seem like killing enemies is extremely easy currently because of the fact that you basically stun lock them. Alright, so as before, we kind of just finished the game in short order here, so I guess this is the power-up. Kind of looks like a spring. I'm not sure if that's intentional. Is that, do I jump higher now, or is that something else? Ouch. Is that what it was? I actually don't know. It's not really clear to me what exactly it does. I kind of think it's making me jump higher, but I'm not actually entirely sure, so it'd be nice to know. He did mention there's kind of a, I guess he suggested it was kind of like a new game plus, but the enemies are not spawning, so I think he meant if you quit in the game, keep playing. That, alright, that closes the whole program, so it's not restarting. So, let's see, what did he write here? Okay. Power up at the end still applies after dying, enabling a sort of new game plus. Alright, so I think the idea was that if you kill yourself after getting the power up, then you can play again with the power up. I don't, wait, does he mention? It just says a collectible power up at the end of the level. Alright. Well, my Windows key stopped working. Maybe I hit the, nope. Well, that's weird. Something is... Ah. Windows Explorer is not responding. Okay. Just restart that real quick. I'm not sure why. That game seemed to crash Windows Explorer for me. That's That's a weird sound. That's happened to be before. I'm not sure that it's necessarily a fault of the game here. It's kind of a weird thing. I don't know. But I would probably not consider that a problem unless someone else other than myself reported it. I think that started happening after I installed my graphics card, my latest one. So open up this again. We're gonna give it another run here real quick. Hopefully this will look in here in short order. Come on, OBS. Oh man, come on. Doesn't want to hook in. I don't know why. Come on. Well, the game is working. I don't know why it's not hooking in. Well, for goodness sake, it just doesn't want to work with OBS for some reason. Well, obviously I can't keep going with this unless it starts working, so I don't know what the issue is here. There it goes. All right, sorry about that. Don't know what the deal was there. Haven't really had any issues with any other games recently. So Alt Enter. All right, let's try this again. All right, so so that was some kind of, it looked like a shield. I don't know what that means. This is the heart. Oh, something hit me there. I don't know what hit me. I don't know if I ran into the back of him. I'm gonna try. Well, I mean, the hitboxes aren't small, but yeah, they might be a little big. It does kind of look like, I don't know if you can see my mouse. My mouse is huge, but it does kind of seem like the hitbox is kind of going like it might be right here, like the full size of the sprite or something. I definitely recommend making the hitboxes smaller, just in general. It doesn't have to be tiny, but there's all this kind of empty space visually in front of the sprite for one thing, so it can kind of look like you're not quite touching an enemy. And in general, it's just better to have this sort of thing more forgiving because if you make them, if you have like pixel perfect hitboxes, then you get into a lot of cases where it looks like you didn't quite hit the enemy or you shouldn't have taken damage, but you do. So that's why it's just, in general, it's almost always better to have a hitbox that's smaller than the actual sprite. And I just, yeah, I'll respawn here. I'm thinking that, oh, he did manage to attack in that brief moment between kind of stun locking him. He got that attack out at me. But yeah, I feel like I should be able to hold up while I'm in the air to jump on these stairs. That's probably something I probably said last time, but yeah, it just feels intuitive to be able to do that. That was weird. It looked like I took damage, but it was like delayed or something. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, it feels very normal. I mean, I get the up and down for going up and down the staircases, but it seems like I should be able to do that at any point. I mean, you're not using up and down for anything else in the game, so. Okay. See, I think if I spam it fast enough, it might make a difference. Yeah. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, it's just a higher jump. Okay. So you get the high jump sort of power up, and I guess he was saying if you kill yourself, which I think I can do by just jumping off of anything. Let me try this little. Alright, so that'll do the stun thing. So it's kind of the same as before. It looks like the power up height isn't making you take more damage than normal, despite jumping higher than normal. At least I don't think so. Alright, so now we're playing with the little extra jump here. Yes? Yeah, it's pretty annoying that you can't you can't like jump and then move. Like I want to get up on top of this platform. I can kind of do it if I time it just right. I have to press the direction immediately before I jump. So yeah, that's pretty annoying. I don't particularly like that sort of thing, but that was apparently what the developer wanted to do, is to make this kind of zero error control, old school Castlevania type of thing. So, and yeah, we got a little extra jump. It doesn't actually appear to really affect the game in any way, at least as it is now. There doesn't appear to be anything in place to actually take advantage of the additional jump height. So I suppose that's worth pointing out. And otherwise, we just kind of go through it. Congratulations. So yeah, I think that's all we're going to get out of this. Hopefully this video was useful for you. If you have questions or anything, let me know, and definitely keep it up. I will see you guys in the next video.